everybody, I have a breaking announcement. I don't know when you're going to see this. It might not be breaking at that point, but I just got fresh off the press conference. The former CEO of Abercrombie Fitch is in a lot of trouble. The man has been sued from time to time over his tenure as CEO of Abercrombie Fitch, but it really started getting pretty serious last year in October. I have the federal indictment right here that it says it was filed on October 17th, but I only just found out about it today, which is the 22nd. I don't know if it just became public or not, but there was a press conference earlier today by the federal prosecutors who are prosecuting this case, and it's pretty scathing. The charges in this case include very similar, very familiar allegations to ones we've been talking about here, including most recently the Kanye West case, and all allegations, all innocent until proven guilty. That also was a civil case. This is criminal, but also similar to the Diddy allegations. Now, this isn't a very long indictment. It is only 10 pages long, but according to this indictment, from approximately 1992 through 2014, Michael Jeffries was CEO of Abercrombie Fitch. Now, something I did not know until today. Could have known, should have known. I mean, there was a lot of, it's public. This guy, this square-headed Abercrombie guy that's known, he's known as being problematic. I mean, he's the one that came out and said, I don't want no fatties coming in my store. That's why we don't make fat clothes. He's evil. He's in my opinion, he already has a reputation for being, horrendously misogynistic and just rude about people's image and body and stuff, just like that. That's a reputation he's already had. I did not know he got put into this job and actually hired by Les Wexner.
Almost a week after Les Wexner announced he was stepping down as CEO of L Brands, while Victoria's Secret is sold to private equity firm Sycamore Partners. Wexner is still under scrutiny for his association with convicted child sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. Sales have also been declining for the lingerie company after claims of a misogynistic culture and uncomfortable fit.
So the jurisdiction where this is being tried is the Eastern District of New York. So this is not the Southern District where P. Diddy is being tried. This is actually the district where they had tried R. Kelly, who is now in jail or prison, and I guess Keith Raniere, who was NXIVM. They did the NXIVM case too. The prosecutor came out today, and basically the allegations are that starting in sometime in about 2008 or 9 through 2014 at least, there was a international trafficking ring being run with Abercrombie Fitch as the financing operation. But all the cities they're mentioning are so familiar. West Palm Beach is mentioned. Who was there? P. Diddy, Jeffy Steen, Lou Pearlman with the Backstreet Boys. There's a lot going on over there in Florida right there. The Backstreet Boys, the NSYNC, that all that. And then we know, what allegations and what actually, has been evidenced about Lou Pearlman. Then there's Manhattan parties, S parties. There's Hamptons, S parties, celebrities, this and that. And it's the same MO that we've heard. They would lure these young men in, and allegedly, according to the federal indictment in the Eastern District of New York, they would lure these young men in who wanted to be Abercrombie models. If you weren't alive then, or if somehow you missed it, I mean, that was the epitome of class and culture. If you could be if you could be half naked on the poster in the Abercrombie Fitch, you done made it. And even earlier today, I was talking to somebody who said, oh yeah, they used to have the prettiest girls. I mean, we were wrapping our books at school up in the Abercrombie model wrappers. Remember that? We had to cover our books and all that. And it's come to find out, some of these people now are legend. They had to be abused horrendously even to get those jobs. And it's that's what's being alleged here. There's at least 16 alleged victims, all men, all aspiring models. There was a pattern or practice that was allegedly followed, which involved doing rounds of tryouts, and the tryouts were pretty much freak-offs, and they had to sign NDAs, and they mentioned substances, whatever a popper is, other injectable substances that you put in the people's down there, and it's a performance enhancer that was getting injected. Okay. Pressure to drink, pressure to do substances. Now, this is all following. This just filed in October of this year. But October last year, a very similar lawsuit was filed against Mike Jeffries and his partner, Michael Smith, and somebody else for similar allegations. But this was a civil lawsuit, like a private individual, like one of these models coming out and saying, I'm suing. Just 1 year ago. Now, 1 year later, we have this coming out. Now, there's also been a documentary of sorts that came out on one of the streaming services, and the BBC did a huge investigation.
I was a body. I was being presented to someone to do what they wanted with.
And today at the press conference, the federal prosecutor said, in response to a journalist's question, journalist had said, what prompted this? What finally, straw that broke the camel's back? And they said, media. It was some stuff that had been said in the media. So that's all I needed to know. I'm never letting nobody shut me up, because somewhere, somehow, the feds will get involved if enough media does pick a story up. So that was something I learned. I will be keeping up with the case. We're going to do a whole we got a web, okay, of sorts. But I wanted to tell y'all what's being alleged against this man, and I wanted to tell y'all that it sounds very familiar to some other allegations we done seen, like almost to the extent where it's like, oh, was that Diddy's, or was that Kanye's, or was that... And Vince McMahon, I'm not forgetting about him. I'm not forgetting about his allegations look pretty similar too. That's all I really have for today. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Neither is reading from a little thing here. I wasn't there. We'll find out in the evidence. Love you, mean it. Okay, bye.